Hello everyone and welcome. In this session we are going to model a sofa, and this is the sofa that we're going to model, and this is from the IKEA store. You guys heard of IKEA? It's pretty popular in Europe as well, and I believe the headquarters, or it started in Sweden, which is in Northern Europe. Anyhow, we're going to start modeling the base of the sofa, and then we'll model the cushions. So for the base, we're going to start with a cube or a box, and then we'll go ahead and extrude it to when we need it. So let's go and start doing that. I'll come here and open up 3D Max, and let's start with the box like so. I'll go ahead and click on the box, and then from the top view, I'll make something like this. There it is. So here's the base. If I come back here, and that's the base right there. So now let's go ahead and zoom in all of the viewports like so. And then I'll come here on the modify tab and add more segments. So let's go ahead and add, keep looking at the top view. I'll add 5, and then I'll add 6, and on this one, I don't need as many on this one, maybe 4 like so. Okay, so now we need to extrude on each side, so I'll come and convert this into an editable polygon. So I can right click and say editable poly like so, and then I'll come and adjust the vertices to where I want to. And let's go ahead and say that's what I'm going to extrude. Let's actually move them at the same time for this way and this way. So with the scale tool, I can move them both like this. And I'll also move this up a little bit. There we go. Here it is. And I can adjust these to where I want to. And let's actually move them even further like that. There we go. As a matter of fact, no, let's leave them like that. Okay, let's go ahead and apply the extrude first. So I'll go ahead and click on the polygon, and I'll select these faces. I'll select that. Hold Control when you select more than one. This is the top. I'll zoom in. I accidentally clicked on the wheeler in here, so I'll keep selecting the faces that I want to extrude, and here it is. So now if you look at the perspective view, I can come here and go under modify and scroll down and say extrude. Let's zoom out a little bit, and I'll go ahead and extrude next. So here it is. So again, we're trying to create the base in here before we create the cushions. So come back here. Now I need to make those smoother, so I cannot just turn the norms on, because this is what happens. If I come down here and say turn the norms on, that doesn't look good at all. So this is what we got so far, and I don't want that. I want these to be a lot more smoother, and not, the edges are not really the way we want. So I'll go ahead and turn that back off. Now in order to get those edges the way we want, again, remember from our last session, on the iPod we have to add more vertices. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to maximize the front view, and I'll come down here, and with the quick slice tool, I'll go ahead and add more slices in here. So let's deselect, and then use the quick slice tool one more time. Where is it? There you go. If you scroll down, quick slice. This will add a set of vertices across our shape in here. I'll add one more in here. Okay, I'll also add one more in here. Perfect. I'll do the same thing for this. Okay, I'll also add one more across like this. Let's undo that. Let's do it one more time. So click here and add one more across, and also add one more across like this. Okay, so let's go on and apply. Let's see what we got so far. If I go ahead and apply norms, okay, let's take a look at what we got. That looks a lot better than what we want. So the difference between the old one and this one is very obvious. Now we can also adjust these. See how these, they don't look that good in here on these corners. So we can add more vertices in here and make them look a lot better. And the way you can do that is if you go to the front, I'll come back here and add one more set of vertices on the other side. There we go. Same thing for this side. Okay, turn the norms on again, and let's take a look at that now. So that looks a lot smoother right now. You see that? Okay. So that looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and change the color to black. And on the default light, we're not going to see much of a contrast, but we should still see some. And let's actually make the environment. I'll go ahead and change the environment and make that white. So environment, I'll go ahead and from dark, I'll make that white. And now let's go ahead and do a render. So we can see this a little bit better. It's not that clear though. So maybe we can make it, let's see, add a custom color. I will not make it the old black. I'll make it a little bit gray probably. Add a color. Let's do that. Okay, let's apply this color. See how that looks. So we can see this a little bit better when the light hits. Yeah, this is much better. We're going to change the render. So it does not render with mental ray. So I'll come here and let's say and go to the default render. So this will render a lot faster because we're not applying any lights right now. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it at a default render, and I can go ahead and rotate at a different angle and see how that looks. Okay, that's not bad. We can make these a little bit thinner if you'd like, because if you look at the image in here, they're not as thick, so we can make these a little thinner. And they're a little smooth as well, so we can play around with that. So I can come back here and turn my norms off, go to the front, and I can simply move the vertices. So I'll click on the move tool. I'll select these set of vertices, also select these, move them away from each other. There we go. So this will make the edges a little bit thinner. There we go. Let's do a render of that. So these are a little thinner like so. Okay, and if you want to make these a little smoother, like you see them in here, they are a little smoother on this edge, on this side, then you can just play around with the vertices and make them a little smoother. Okay, so that's up to you. Let's see how this looks from the top like that. Pretty close to what we want, so that's great. Now let's change the shape of this. I'll do something like this. I'll make this a little bit bigger like so in this direction. It's pretty close. Okay, we'll render that. Okay, so that's pretty good.